Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Just wanted to encourage you guys with this word. A lot of us right now are restless and we feel like God isn't hearing us, He isn't answering our prayer, and we even feel like the timing for which God should be working for deliverance, for healing, for restoration, and all these things should be happening now and in the time frame that we believe is best. And just want to encourage you guys because a lot of us are in situations where we have an extended period of suffering. We've had family members that were lost, that were in addiction. You had teenagers that are dating around or involved in drugs or partying or whatever it is. And even if you have something that you believe is, righteous, that you should have the restoration happen now, that the deliverance should be right now, that if you're in prison somewhere, just like Joseph in prison for 2 years, you feel like you need to take him out of that place right now because it was not just, it was wrong, it was false accusations that got him where he was, and it was not the right thing. And we want those things right now. You want to have somebody saved and knowing Christ right now, as opposed to waiting around for however long it might be. You want that person who's in addiction and sin to be delivered right now. And a lot of us want things and desire things to happen quickly and right now. I just want to encourage you guys because, it's tempting to impose and really impart your thoughts and your desire for an outcome, whether it's correct or not. And yes, it would be nice to have deliverance, to have healing, have restoration, for someone to be delivered from some situation that was unjust, or for somebody to be on the path of righteousness, of being sanctified and all these things. But oftentimes what happens is that God is allowing that for a certain period, for a certain season, and for a reason, so that He can teach some people, He can train some people, He can hone in some people, He can really filter them in some way, and for other things to be coming to light, for injustice, for exposure, and for so many other reasons that we can't even fathom or count, because with our rational mind thinking that it is best for this person to be delivered from their sin, it's best for this person to be restored, it's best for this injustice to happen right now because our country is being destroyed, this person's life is being destroyed, this XYZ situation is being destroyed. But just want to encourage you guys, because a lot of us don't have the patience. We're restless, and we don't really understand that God is working behind the scenes in all of our individual circumstances in our lives, in the life of a nation, in the life of Christians across the world, and so many other scenarios. Because as much as we believe that Paul should have been taken out of prison during his time of evangelism, that Joseph should have been taken out from his prison, that the Israelites should have been to the promised land less than 40 years, that any one of a number of situations, for we believe it's best for that to happen in that moment, at that particular time. And even we're praying, COVID, get delivered right now. We want this to happen right now. We want restoration and for exposure of injustice to happen right now. Instead of, praying that in that fashion, demanding that your will, in some sense, should be done according to your timing, we should really be asking, Lord, how is it that I should be responding? What is it that I should be doing in this time? Because I know you have a plan. I know you're using this circumstance and this situation, this suffering, this injustice for a reason, and for however long it is, whether it's months or years or decades or whatever it is, you have a plan and you're doing this for a reason. And oftentimes, because we're so impatient and because we're so restless in that, we lose focus and we lose track of that. And we don't see and we don't really comprehend that there might be other things or scenarios for which somebody needs to go down a certain rabbit hole. Somebody needs to go down a certain path of destruction even. Somebody needs to go down a path of righteousness and being steadfast and holding to their ground. And any one of these circumstances where it's different from what you perceive and what you think should be done right now in this moment. And so I just want to encourage you guys, because many of us are just thinking and wanting it to be done so quickly. But in the grander scheme of things, in terms of eternity even, and just even in the short life we have, there's a reason that not everything happens all at once. And if it did, And if God wanted everyone to be saved right now, if he wanted all injustice and all suffering to be delivered right now, then there wouldn't be many people praying. There wouldn't be many people giving God the glory. There wouldn't be people that are acting and being called to help in these things. And so there's a reason, there's a rhyme, and there's things that God's doing behind the scenes. And we just need to be reminded of that. Even if we don't fully understand the timing, we don't fully understand the reasons behind it, God is working and God is doing great things. And so many people are telling me, even for myself, I wish and hope that you get vindicated very soon. I hope that things come to pass very soon. I hope this and that. I hope whatever it is, I hope this country and all these things get restored and repaired very soon. And yes, those things would be great. It would be great to have right now, but God has a different plan. He has a different story. And there are delays seemingly to us, but really to God, it's the perfect timing. It's the perfect way to do and get things done. And so I just want to encourage you guys, because many of us, we're still in that mode that we want our prodigal son to come home right now. But really, he needed that amount of time away for him to realize his sin. He had to really realize what it is that had to be done. Joseph had to be in prison for 2 years so that God would get the glory, and that whole timing, the story of how things unfolded with the Pharaoh, and for him to be Joseph to be second in the throne, and for his brothers and everybody to come to realize after such a long time what happened. There's many reasons for the delay. There's many reasons for which your prayer is not being answered. There's many reasons for which what you seemingly think is right to be done right now isn't being done. And so I just want to encourage you guys, because we need to be patient, and we need to even be praying differently. If you're praying consistently for deliverance, yes, God heard you the first time. God knows and understands. It's not that he's blind to it. It's just that there's a reason and there's a method to everything. So God knows that, and he's hearing you, and he wants the best, and you're interceding, and you're doing well and persevering for that. But just be patient, be more at peace, and try to surrender everything and ask the Lord, how is it that I should respond? How is it that I should be loving others during this time? And what should I be doing so that I don't stuff down someone's throat my own intention, my own timing, my own viewpoint, because that's really not what God would see, and it might be completely different. And so be at peace, trust, and have faith in him, because in all circumstances, whether it's your individual life or whether it's for a nation, for a people group, for a world, all those things are coming together, and it will be done according to his timing. And so God wills it, God has it in his hands, and just trust him and have faith. And just want to encourage you guys with that. So God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.